We've come a long, long way together, through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
After a decade of success, Arsene Wenger is facing his biggest test yet. Arsenal have struggled on the road, but at Highbury, not much changes. Three defeats at the turn of the year halted West Ham's march. But 2 wins in their last 2 matches means they're right back in business. Endured some terrible criticism after taking over at Upton Park, but Alan Pardew has settled, is spending money on Dean Ashton in this transfer window, big money as well. And his team have settled too in the Premiership. They're playing in a manner that suggests they've never been away. But for Arsenal, things could not be more different to what they expect. They've won only 3 of their last 9 and lost 4 of the other 5. It's 11 points from 27 for them. They've failed to score in 6 of their last 9, 3 of their last 4. It's very un-Arsenal-like. Our live Barclays Premiership football this evening comes from Highbury. It's Arsenal against West Ham.
It's good times ahead, I think, for West Ham.
Well, the Hammers have lost their last 8 here at Highbury. Their last win came all the way back in March 1995 when Harry Redknapp was in charge. 1-0 it was. Don Hutchison the scorer. Here's their manager, Alan Pardew.
Alan, as we've just seen, it's a long time since the Hammers won here. How are you going to put that right tonight?
Well, we have to focus on what our strengths are and probably Arsenal's weakness tonight, which is their back four. And you know, if we sit back here, we're going to find ourselves in trouble. So we'll have a go, like we've done every game in the Premiership, and like to think we're going to cause them a few problems. I wouldn't say it's going to be Torra, but it's going to be somewhere along them lines.
How difficult was it to select your forward line and leave record signing Dean Ashton on the bench?
Well, that was an easy decision because Bobby Zamora was terrific, and Marlon I rested Saturday for this game. The tricky one was the fullback, of course, and I've gone for Clarkey, perhaps because they usually play a right side of that side, and he's a left footer, our boy. And he's experienced that position because obviously our first choice, Christian Daly, is suspended tonight.
You have brought another fullback into the club, but too late to make this game. What can you tell us?
Well, I can tell you that he's got 50 Champions League games. He's a strong boy. I targeted him because he's very, very similar to Thomas, and we need the right balance to the team to stay the same. We have Konchesky bombing up the left, so we have to have someone who's defensively minded, and he'll give us that. And he'll give us a little bit more as well because he's a strong personality. I think our fans are going to enjoy him.
Well, Lionel Scaloni will be watching tonight. Let's hope he sees or likes what he sees. Good luck, Alan.
Thank you very much.
Well, as we said earlier, the last 8 Arsenal have won, but they struggled to get off the mark against West Ham United here. They won the first 2, West Ham, but they haven't won since. It's a match that Arsenal generally enjoy, and they have said publicly they're looking forward to this one this evening because West Ham play football. Commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thanks, Richard. Good evening, everyone. Arsenal are able to recall 4 of those who didn't travel to Bolton on Saturday. Jens Lehmann in goal, Gilberto and Pires in midfield, and Henry up front. The 2 Spaniards, Fabregas and Reyes, are both suspended. The back 4 is unchanged, with Philippe Senderos, the latest to occupy what has become a cursed position for the club, left back. Cole, Clichy and Segan still out, and joined now by Lauren, who faces a lengthy spell on the sidelines because of a knee injury. West Ham are a bit short at right back, with Thomas Repke having said his sentimental goodbyes and his usual stand-in Christian Daly unavailable because of the yellow card totting up rules. But Clive Clark, signed from Stoke City in the summer, has waited patiently for his Premiership chance, and that comes tonight. Marlon Harewood has been taking his chances, and he's back after a bit of a breather in the FA Cup. But Shaka Hislop stays in goal because Roy Carroll still has a back problem. Dean Ashton is fit, though, and on standby for his Hammers debut. The £7 million striker from Norwich City, the record signing, is on the bench. Well, the sense of history, but it's secondary in the countdown to closure at Highbury. The 2000th home game comes at a time when Arsenal really need to get going in 2006. Results went well for them last night, particularly a Tottenham defeat, which always goes down well here, whatever the circumstances. And it wouldn't be Highbury without a record in sight for Thierry Henry. One goal puts him out on his own as Arsenal's record goal scorer in league football. He's level on 150 with Cliff Bastin at the moment. 2 goals make him the first player to reach 200 in all competitions for the Gunners. The last time West Ham came here, he scored 3. Well, he's not too elderly, is he? The West Ham skipper, Nigel Reo-Coker, who has adapted, like West Ham generally, splendidly to life in the Premiership. He's only 21. West Ham hoping for a happy final memory of this old ground. It could be a 9th straight defeat here in the Premiership, but what they will be thinking about now is much more positive and much more relevant. Alan Pardew's players are on a hot streak of 4 wins in a row. And West Ham seem to have a new club motto. It is attack, attack, attack.
They're ready for us, and there have been goals elsewhere already. Keep your eyes on the screen. Commentators here, Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. A pretty joyless January for Arsenal. A change of month might herald a change of fortune. It's a vital month too. It includes the Champions League away leg against Real Madrid. It includes a London derby tonight against the vibrant West Ham United. And Arsenal, having brought back some of their more senior players, are still a mix, Andy, of the mature and the immature.
Yeah, an 18-year-old, 2 19-year-olds and a 20-year-old. In the start lineup, it's a measure.
And here's Van Persie looking straight away for Henri, Gavidon and Ferdinand confusing each other. And Clive Clark's introduction to the Premiership, he's put in trouble really by his 2 centre-backs getting in a muddle.
Well, it's one thing having a cavalier attitude, but you've got to remember to defend and defend properly. They just don't do this. It's a free kick, no argument about that.
And Mark Halsey obviously gave Henri the go-ahead for a quick one. It's a return, not just for Henri, but for Mr. Halsey as well. It's his first Premiership match of the year. 5 weeks out with a strained calf muscle, and he's asked me to thank the medical staff at Bolton Wanderers, who have been treating him every day to get him up and running again. Happy to do that. Nicely glided down by Henri to Van Persie. And Konchesky got a hurry here, and he was strong against Ljungberg, and he had to be for West Ham's point of view.
I'll have to say Arsenal started brightly enough.
And here's Konchesky. And Etherington, both Etherington and Konchesky, of course, with past Tottenham connections. They've both taken part in North London derbies here. And they combine again. Arsenal have had a real lesson over the past few days on just how fine the dividing line in football can be. They were on their way to the League Cup final, they thought. And they did well at Bolton territorially. And again, a late goal did for them. Here's Ljungberg. Back for Gilberto. Playing in the Premiership for the 100th time tonight. Senderos at left-back. Noticed in a long line of left-backs that Arsenal have had to use this season. This is Van Persie, good block by Gavidon this time.
His touch has been great. The opening couple of minutes, Van Persie. Been the busiest player on the pitch for the ball, but every time it's come up to him, it's stuck, and he's been sharp and bright.
Here's Abu Diaby, a January transfer window signing from Auxerre. And the money they paid out, I think Arsenal actually got back yesterday when they sold Quincy Owusu-Abeyi to Spartak of Moscow. But Robin van Persie, it was a slightly surprised choice by Arsene Wenger tonight. He's got a damaged toe in his right foot. It needs some constant checking. But this is perhaps the kind of night, Andy, and the kind of circumstances that Arsenal are in, that they need to take a chance.
Yeah, I think when you look at the league table, Martin, it speaks volumes for what Arsenal have got to do this season. And I know the Champions League lies ahead of them, and people might think those are bigger games and they might protect Van Persie, but the easiest way and the best way for Arsenal to get into Europe next year in the Champions League is by league position. You just can't rely on winning the trophy.
Lovely hold-up play by Harewood. Coker didn't quite angle the pass to Zamora's run, but it was promising.
It's going to be interesting if they try and press now when Arsenal have got the ball in their own back four, or whether they'll drop off.
Van Persie involved again, and it ran under Diaby's foot. And here's Edrington, chased by Henry. Captain showing great responsibility, setting the example. Ljungberg, you're right, hasn't scored a Premiership goal since April.
Staggering. Absolutely staggering. People might think he hasn't played much still, but this is his 16th start in the Premiership. I'm just staggered by that. Spent a lifetime scoring goals, this boy. Just can't buy one at the moment.
Perez. Good movement by Diaby. And Henry
Hit Ljungberg, didn't it? I think that hit Freddie. Not only can't he buy a goal, he's probably stopped his captain from giving them the lead. Well, this is the kind of position Ljungberg gets into, but he's usually in there scoring. That's in. I have to say it, that's past Hislop. Shaka Hislop is not getting this. Thanks very much, Freddie, says the goalkeeper.
And if it had gone in off Ljungberg, he was definitely onside. But not even having that sort of luck. There's a contrast between the two London clubs in the respective nationality. Just a couple of Englishmen, Gilbert and Campbell for Arsene Wenger in the starting 11. 7 Englishmen in the football sense for West Ham, and Shaka Hislop was actually born in London as well and was in a senior England squad once. There's Germany's Jens Lehmann. Mullins and Rio Coker. The one true West Ham foreigner is Yossi Benayoun. They've passed their way round him, Arsenal. Perez for Van Persie. Gabidon goes across. Lovely turn by Robin van Persie. Oh, it's outstanding play.
He's been great. I have to say, 6 minutes of fantastic football from him. Talked about his touch being exquisite, and he shows a fantastic example here. This is just a guy who knows exactly what he's doing. In total control of everything there, Robin van Persie. Gabidon buys it once, buys it again. And he's very, very unlucky. Super football.
Here's Perez. Harewood chasing back on the ground where he made his debut for Nottingham Forest in the Premiership. Had to wait a long time to play in this division again after that inaugural season when Forest went down. Campbell. Henry supporting Perez. And so often on the same wavelength, the two Frenchmen. Mark Horsey points for the corner.
Well, this might be a long night for West Ham. If it carries on like this, because Arsenal have been totally dominant the opening part of this match.
Henry, Perez. It's more bewildering work to West Ham from Van Persie. And they're grateful that it only cost them a corner at the end. Imagine what he's like when both their feet are working properly.
He'd just be the same. He does love his left foot, doesn't he, the boy? That's the other thing about Arsenal. What a big side they are. Giants all over the place.
Diaby and Sendros going towards the near post, but one of the giants at the far post. Well, some West Ham sides of the past, Andy, were regarded as a soft touch, weren't they, on their travels? Not Alan Pardew's team. Half their points this season have come away from Upton Park, and the last 3 away wins in the league, they've conceded the first goal in the match, come back to win, which doesn't happen that often in this league.
No, they've got resilience. There's no doubt about that. I think that's down to the team spirit they have, the team ethic that they've instilled into them.
Hislop will be hoping to line up against England, of course, in the World Cup with the Trinidad and Tobago. The country where he grew up. Gilbert, but Mullins saw that coming. Zamora on this ninth on perfect pitch, just to roll the ball where Etherington wanted it. Now Campbell. Perez. First time from Senderos, and the clock was tight on Henry.
Yeah, a little measure of the positive start from Arsenal. I'd question that 1%.
I'm not sure we have the capacity to go 0.5. Here's Mullins. Against Lehmann has had 2 or 3 touches of the ball. Giroud. Some confident work by Diaby. Gilberto. No one in the penalty area for Arsenal. And they can start arriving now.
Yeah, when you think Diaby, Giroud, Senderos, Campbell, Gilberto, and Henry doesn't look interested. He's way outside the penalty area. He's letting the others deal with it.
Van Persie to take the corner. Aimed at Senderos, back by Perez. Senderos is there again, and the ricochet means goal kick. Well, there's no doubt by Arsene Wenger's exceptional standards, this is an Arsenal slump.
Do you think he regards it as so? Do you think he regards this as his toughest test, maybe?
Yeah.
Since he arrived here?
Yeah, I think he does. And I think the fact that he was prepared to take in quotes, a weakened side to Bolton to be right for tonight shows the Premiership is very much a priority. They're not used to being out of the top 2. Let alone down in 6th place, where you'd find them in this morning's league tables. Of course, Wigan played last night. And that was a decent result from Arsenal's point of view, with them drawing at home. Harewood is offside. And Mark Halsey chooses to stop the game.
Yeah, they did well there, balled it back. Campbell and Senderos in particular had to get that right. He
really is the headmaster, isn't he? pupils around him. Anton Ferdinand climbing well, scored that stunning goal against Fulham recently. Here's Rio Coca. Just haven't got going as an attacking force, West Ham, as Alan Pardew, clearly when he spoke to us before the game, was hoping that they would be able to do.
You've got to get the ball, though.
Yep.
It's part of the problem. We haven't had it.
Gabidon. From Wales, of course, talking about, again, British talent that West Ham are using. There is a suggestion that Bobby Zamora is exploring a possible chance of joining up with the Trinidad for the World Cup through parentage. He has a Trinidad. Pires. Now Gilberto. Ljungberg. Gilbert trying to offer some support in close order. Gilberto. Campbell feeling that he can come into midfield and maybe beyond. Anton Ferdinand clears.
And I'll have to say they're in total control of the game. I know they haven't got a goal, but dominating possession. Dominating territorially.
It's one of those training exercises when you get a goal from the coach. If you put 10 passes together, they'd be about 8 up by now. And Ferdinand does well, and West Ham will want to be defending a bit further up the pitch if they can. Mullins. It's good movement here by Zamora.
Yeah, nearly.
Pires.
Oh, it's a measure of the dominance, isn't it, possession? We saw territorially where most of the game's taking place. But the thing for West Ham is they haven't conceded, and that's hugely important. Could easily be a goal down. The Ljungberg stop on the line almost. The Van Persie strike off the post, either of which could have brought a goal.
But here's Etherington trying to link up with Zamora. Arsenal anxious to get going forward again, although Campbell passing the responsibility of passing the ball to others. Ljungberg. And Marlon Harewood's having to drop in to make an extra midfield player to try and help stop this flow.
Well, Benayoun's doing that with his right behind Perez there. He's followed him 2 or 3 times already across the pitch, and Harewood's just filled in on that left-hand side when that's happened.
Here's Diaby. It's an exercise in possession for Arsenal at the moment. Konchesky. On by Mullins, collected by Zamora. Good pressure by Gilberto, who's talking in his interview about putting a foot in his best English, his best dressing room English. Rio Coca puts a foot the wrong way. Oh, and Ljungberg left it, he thought it was going to reach Henry. He was wrong, Konchesky was there. Now Rio Coca, Zamora setting off. And Kerry Gilbert showing a good turn of foot, but he needs a bit of physical strength, which might have been lacking. Here's Zamora.
Thought it might have been a free kick against Zamora. Got away with it.
Henry. Oh, there's a bit of a tangle of legs. Henry thinks it was deliberate, and there's the suggestion that a card should be used by the referee, which is, I think it's fair to say, something that is not approved of from the broadcasting platform.
No, I don't mind if he asks the referee, is that not worth a booking, but I just hate the way they signal it, the players. Well, that was so typically Henry, wasn't it? Just a little turn there around about the halfway line and a little burst of speed that take him away from players. He certainly made this slide for Van Persie. He cracked one in against Wigan, other end of the ground.
Yeah, from a very similar range on the side of the left footer. I'm sure Hislop will have that in his mind. He always come racing back, but it's a Van Persie going for goal. And Hislop got a good view of it, and it came at a nice catchable height. Well, I think you mentioned Bobby Zamora. Did he grab hold of Kerry Gilbert's shirt? There's certainly a rip in it.
Yeah, he doesn't look happy at all. You know, where this little knocks the result of the challenge as well. Little tangle. It might have to be changed.
They don't make those shirts like they used to, do they?
I mean, I don't know if it's now. She sees him getting a tug up, but it's the other side of the shirt that goes. I don't think it's his boot that catches it. It's the studs that catch it when he's down. He does quite well, Zamora, after that, to work the angle. But you see here, you watch the studs as he goes to ground. Gilbert, nothing wrong there, and then his studs just catch it there and just rip it to bits.
Well, the physio and the kit man needed. There's the former, Gary Lewin. Vic Akers. There's the replacement shirt. Good professional player in his day was Vic, and he was a left back. I don't know whether he's on the list if any more fall by the wayside.
They are running out of them.
Highcam is available for you tonight if you're watching on the Sky Digital viewer. And Marlon Harewood, the midfield player at the moment.
He spent more time in his own half, chasing back. You know, people like the ones, the creative ones, if you like, the Etherington, the Benayoun, the Zamora and Harewood. Very little of them seen in the game so far, and that's because Arsenal have been so dominant. They did so much of the ball. But 0-0. 20 minutes gone. Isn't bad if you're a West Ham fan.
Yes, on the ground. But they probably won't be too displeased to see the back of the West Ham fans. West Ham have lost their last 8 Premiership games here, only scoring 2 goals rather, over those 8 games. And that after winning both of their first 2 Premiership games on this ground. Etherington. Made off by Zamora, supported by Rio Kovic. Ran off Perez. And Giroud, she played it to Lehmann's weaker side for the kick. Mark Halsey is known as a referee who gives the game a chance physically. He's not over fussy in that respect. Sol Campbell might disagree. He's been sent off twice by this particular official. One of those red cards meant he missed the FA Cup final. Here's Benayoun. Went for the pass, but maybe a shot was on.
I'm sure it was on.
Good acceleration there by Anton Ferdinand.
Yeah, good position, good starting position. Always in control of it. Nothing fancy, just deal with it, get back in.
I can't see that bet he's got with Rio Ferdinand about goals being right now that Rio's a midfield player. Gilbert, now Giroud. Perez, Good sorting out by Rio Coker. It's very ambitious by Gavin, and he does have a casual moment, and Van Persie's in behind West Ham here, but not able to take the ball on as it dropped.
Well, I just wonder, I know what he was trying to do. I think he felt he had to control it. I don't know if he could have just let that bounce and then just tickled it over the goalkeeper. A beautiful ball from Ljungberg though.
Now Harewood. First attack in numbers from West Ham, and past the halfway point of the first half. Gavidon taking a safer route this time than a few moments ago. And he gave the ball away to Arsenal. Lovely diagonal pass from Paul Konchesky. Harewood, now Benayoun. And Lehmann has to make a save.
Well, that's better. More attacking players get involved at last for West Ham. 25 minutes in.
Gavidon's header. Etherington and Rio Coker. His pass to Campbell, and he's in for West Ham here, and he slots it away with great style. We've had to wait a while for Alan Pardew's attacking philosophy. It was a counter-attack, and a devastating one from the captain.
Well, I have to say, Sol Campbell's got to do better for me. You're a centre-back, you know your last man. It's got to mean a little bit more. Lovely little run, but no, that is not good enough. If you're a centre-back of international quality, it's a super little control finish. But really, that is not defending it. He will want to see again. Lovely finish. It's a real smash and grab at the moment, this. Wondered whether he'd keep his head, wondered whether he could control it. He could do all of that. And Alan Pardew, after 25 minutes of just containing Arsenal, really have given themselves a great opportunity tonight.
His second Premiership goal. The first was on the opening weekend of the season against Blackburn. And it is the first goal between these two clubs this season. It was 0-0 at Upton Park. It's 1-0 to West Ham at the 25-minute mark. Henry. Now Pires. West Ham becoming only the fourth club to score a Premiership goal at Highbury this season against Arsenal. That's the way it's going, Arsene.
Well, we sat and watched the last three goals that they've conceded. Everton, Wigan and Bolton, the important ones. All have been straight through the middle, practically. Everyone pointing a finger at the centre-backs. And yet again, I have to say, the same questions will be asked. Should have done better. Sol Campbell.
Konchesky. Gilbert has got a problem, we're hearing. So it's not the curse of the left-back tonight, it's a curse for the right-back. The handball has been given against Benayoun. He's obviously been to the barbers, I think, since we last saw him in the Premiership.
He's done a really disciplined job. I didn't know he was capable of doing it. But he's done well tonight. The change is about to be made. So.
Mathieu Flamini, a midfield player. His second Premiership game, and it hasn't lasted very long for Kerry Gilbert. And let's hear the details from Jeff Shreve. Jeff.
Martin, Kerry Gilbert's problem is in that clash with Bobby Zamora. He twisted his back. The Arsenal physio, Gary Lewin, tried to manipulate it on the pitch, but to no avail. He's gone off with a twisted back.
Thank you, Jeff. Right, up to the minute. Well, should West Ham win here, they would go to within 2 points of Arsenal. I think Alan Pardew would have taken it on the 1st of February, if you'd said that at the start of the season.
Well, should they win here, would that be 35 points? And they kept them up last year, wouldn't it? 34 was just about good enough.
A rare treat for the West Ham fans to see the Hammers strike at Highbury. He's only the 5th visiting player to score in the Premiership at Arsenal this season. Klaus Jensen of Fulham, Alan Stubbs then with Sunderland, and of course Andy, you saw Ian Robin and Joe Cole, and now Nigel Reo-Coker, not a forward amongst those.
Is that the secret?
Perez, Ljungberg. Arsenal trying to redouble their efforts, or at least get back to the early excellence that threatened to bring them the lead. The first target is an equaliser. Chance for handball against Clinches.
No, I think that was okay.
The free kick for West Ham.
Well, it's a big shout from behind the goal. I have to say, I didn't see an awful lot wrong. Just gets a little deflection there. I tell you, top of the arm.
Worth a shout.
Yeah, absolutely. Look where Mark Halsey is. But it doesn't go anywhere now, does it really? It never moved towards the ball in any way. It would have been harsh.
Arsenal, of course, have had plenty of penalties this season, 11 in all competitions, but they've only scored 6 of those 11.
Well, they have a strange way of taking them, though, don't they? Or choosing who takes them. Their own little way of doing it. I don't know why they don't just pick somebody and say, you take them, whether you're brought down or not. It's fun with Arsenal, because for the first 20 minutes or so, it was almost like a practice match for them. It was that kind of tempo to the game. There were loads of space for them. They were popping it about. Van Persie was getting involved. Perez was getting involved. They're all getting involved in the game. And now suddenly, they go behind, and now they have to pick up the tempo somehow.
Konchesky's ball. Zamora's take was very good. He's stayed on his feet where Campbell hasn't done. And he scored a stunner. Bobby Zamora, who's showing what a Premiership player he has become, and he's done it here at Highbury, and West Ham lead 2-0.
Well, in all the years I've watched Sol Campbell, I've never seen him off and out muscled, and that's exactly what happens here. It's a lovely control there, but he should still deal with it, and he doesn't. He just gets brushed aside as if he was a 7-stone weakling here. Zamora just doesn't do an awful lot, but again, the critics will pick the bones out of that piece of defending. But having got there, this is a super finish from Bobby Zamora. Knows exactly what he's doing. Well, 20 minutes in. I wouldn't have given you anything for this score.
Well, he's got 6 league goals this season. Of course, he's another ex-Tottenham player with West Ham, and he had a torrid time as far as the big league was concerned with the White Hart Lane club. He has found his feet as Sol Campbell is losing his, it seems. They've taken a while to get going here, West Ham, but they're on the move now. Konchesky. But Sol Campbell, we talked about him being the headmaster, but the headmaster's lost his own sense of discipline. And he's done it in front of the still England head coach, who will be assessing that. He's already been saying recently, hasn't he, that it's 2 from 3, which includes Sol Campbell, of course, with Rio Ferdinand and John Terry.
Oh, what a first half it's been for West Ham. Could easily have been 2-0 down early on. Survived a couple of chances.
Van Persie. Good acceleration by Anton Ferdinand again, even in Henri's company. Well, Arsenal, we know, have had problems away from home. They've been roughed up from time to time, not liked it, and lost games in the Premiership. We know they've had problems in the domestic cups, out of both of them in the space of 5 days. But to add to that, this sort of shortfall at Highbury, which has been a bedrock still, even in a difficult season. And a lack of performance from one of their most valued assets. Well, can scarcely have had a more tentative 10 minutes, Andy.
No, I find it staggering at times. It's not even anything other than basic defending we're talking about here. Just go and defend. You are a defender. Defend. First they just hung a leg out, the first one with Nigel Reo-Coker, and then just out-muscled.
Here's Diaby trying to take some responsibility. Henri. Flamini, a somewhat makeshift right back. Ljungberg. It's a big 10 minutes left in the first half. Arsenal can get one back. I would feel that a real comeback wouldn't be beyond them. And almost getting through after some work from Diaby that carried a bit of a question mark about it with handball.
Big handball for me. Blindside of the referee, but the linesman down below is just looking back at it, did nothing. Well, I know he's mild-mannered. He's not a cup thrower, Arsene Wenger. But if it stays like this at half-time, I wouldn't mind being in there, a little fly on the wall. It'll be a very, very difficult half-time for Arsene Wenger.
Ljungberg. This will have a corner. There's an opportunity for Sol Campbell to try and repair some damage. By Zamora. West Ham have pulled everyone back. They've pushed them out as far as they could. Howard. The free kick's gone against him. Sandros urgently wanting the ball. I understand that.
Well, I think there is an urgency about them now. The whole second half still to play.
Clark, who's no novice, by the way. He's making his Premiership debut at the age of 26, but played more than 250 games for Stoke City and captained the club for a while. Here's Giroud. What did Alan Pardew say? Do you think the back four's the weak point? Gabidon. Ljungberg. Van Persie, good challenge by Gabidon. Diaby, Ljungberg, trying from the right-hand side to try and give some variety to Arsenal's play.
They're just trying to make something happen, you know, apart from that dominance in the opening 20 minutes and the couple of chances that they have. Since then, since the opening goal, there's really been nothing from Arsenal, no real threat, no attempts at goal.
Well, even we were chuckling a bit when Ljungberg got in the way of Henry's shot, as if it perhaps wouldn't be ultimately significant, but it might just have been a turning point.
Yeah.
But there's still time for Arsenal to turn the scoreline around. Perez. Here's Konchesky. Done by Lehmann. Diaby. Past Mullins. It's good work from the young midfield player. He gets it back from Henry. Just tries to put Henry through. Quite get the loft to the pass. A difficult ball.
Bit of frustration around the ground.
Understandably so. Well, coming up at the weekend, Saturday at noon, Sky Sports 1 from the Scottish Cup, Rangers against Hibernian. And later that same day on Prem Plus, Manchester United against Fulham.
I mean, I do think this game is far from over. I mean, I watched them, West Ham play Fulham. They went 2 up in the first half and then, you know, had to endure a pretty dodgy second half. And Fulham might well have got themselves something out of the game. So I think this is far from over. I think West Ham will know that.
They haven't kept a clean sheet in the last dozen league games, West Ham. Actually, they had 2 goalkeepers in the last game. They kept a clean sheet, but not at the same time, of course.
I was going to say that's cheating, isn't it?
Well, I wonder what Dean Ashton's thinking. Maybe two mixed thoughts. Delighted for his new club, but just wondering about how he's going to break into the team.
Well, what he might get, though, if the scoreline stays like this, is he might get 15-20 minutes.
Of course, Teddy Sheringham might just remind him of Sheringham's own days at Manchester United, when 4 strikers was very much the key to glory. Manchester United, one of 5 clubs that Teddy Sheringham has played in and scored against Arsenal. You forget about Millwall, don't you? He's been around so long. Millwall, Forest, Spurs, of course, Manchester United and Portsmouth. Will it be West Ham? Here's Ljungberg. Free kick to Arsenal. 3 minutes plus added time to go to half-time, and they are 2-0 down. Van Persie. He might just hold the key to any revival. It's a splendid pass. Only offering Ljungberg something on the outside. And he went for the cross. Konchesky read it. Well, not been short on corners.
Is it 5 or 6 now, is it?
Yeah, 6-5. Giroud and by the goalkeeper. Campbell trying to assert himself here. Campbell does get a touch. Henry on the turn. Giroud off the line by Benayoun.
Well, a couple of blocks there that were really important. I think there was one just before it as well, where I think Shaka Hislop's missed the ball and it's gone beyond him. He gets tempted out here at this header coming in, and I think it gets beyond him. It gets blocked and then blocked again. So two big blocks there. Mullins the first one, Benayoun the second.
The psychology. Oh yeah, one goal would still mean Arsenal going in trailing at half-time, but it wouldn't feel like that so much. West Ham would be much more worried.
Alan Pardew would be pretty pleased that he's a coach that puts men on the post.
He's had a good half, hasn't he? He had some problems to solve. He gave Benayoun a job on Pires, dropped Harewood in. And then, well, I have to say that Arsenal helped as well. Slovenly defending. Here's Senderos. Franceschi could have done better with that. And Hislop. Ljungberg goes down. Van Persie fires it in. Pires. One back for Arsenal.
Oh, 13 seconds before half-time. Well, Konchesky just makes a complete mess of dealing with an average ball across. He should be controlling it and dealing with it, because Senderos's ball wasn't a good one. Cut it out. You get in at half-time, you're 2 up. I think this is a fair chance of a penalty here. Comes down, but that's another one off the line, and well, he doesn't hit it very well, but who scores it? Is it Henry? Is it Pires? Does Thierry Henry get something on this? Let's have a little look at it. Yes, he does. Record is broken. The little toe comes out and it deflects it past Ferdinand.
It's got to be his goal, hasn't it? And he's so bashful. He went to Pires to say, well done. They put Pires' name up on the screen here. But for my money, that's 1-5-1.
Yeah, that's 1-5-1 for me too. That might well change at half-time. He definitely deflected the ball, I think.
It would have been cleared off the line, wouldn't it?
Ferdinand's gone to move, he's moved towards it. He's moved to his left, Ferdinand, he thinks, I'm dealing with this. And just the toe comes out and deflects it past him. That's Henry's goal, all right.
Arsenal 1, West Ham 2. An eventful evening at Highbury. Van Persie.
Well, it's been half littered with defensive errors, isn't it? It cost the team's 3 goals between them. Well, there you go. When you think of all the goals he's scored, the quality of all the goals he scored, and he breaks the record with a scruffy little toe poke. He deflects it about a foot away from where it was going.
And he's on 199 now for the club in all competitions. Pires. Well, it's been a most unusual half at Highbury. Henry getting a goal isn't an unusual feat. And how Arsenal needed it after 2 sloppy pieces of defending by Sol Campbell, letting in Nigel Reo-Coker and then Bobby Zamora. But West Ham's grip at 2-0 has surely been weakened by conceding a goal so late in the half. And Arsenal won't worry about who scored it. They'll just be pleased that they've got it at Highbury. It's Arsenal 1, West Ham 2. Let's hear again from Jeff Shreves. Jeff, quickly.
Martin, we're told that Sol Campbell has an injury, that's why he's been replaced, but nobody seems to be able to tell us what exactly that injury is, so something of a mystery.
There's no mystery about the scoreline. It is 2-1 to West Ham United. And Alan Pardew, having had a look at Arsenal's back four before the game and saying, I think we can get at them, will be surely reinforcing that message. Absolutely. Now that he's seen that there's another switch. Flamini's had to come on for an injury for Gilbert to play at right back. And as Jeff says, well, there is an injury for Sol Campbell. And Sebastian Larsson, who's primarily a midfield player, gets his first involvement in the Premiership. He's a regular in Arsene Wenger's Carling Cup team and played in the Champions League here against Ajax. Here's Ulrich. Larsson's cross. Dealt with by Shaka Hislop.
Yeah, when you think of the back four you'd be looking at the beginning of the season, Lauren, Torrey, Campbell, Cole, Flamini, Giroud, Senderos and Larsson.
Touré, of course, is missing. He's away with the Ivory Coast at the African Nations Cup. As is Emmanuel Eboué, who's another of the defensive options for Arsene Wenger. But life's not been kind to the Arsenal manager at the moment.
No.
It's almost 11 years since West Ham won here in the league. Anton Ferdinand. Given away by Juro. Diaby. Flag had gone up from John Holbrook, the assistant.
Well, you see Arsenal are planning for the future with a back four of an average age of 20 in place for this half. Yeah.
Ljungberg. Van Persie couldn't quite get there. Beaten to it by Gabidon. He's kept the ball well. He's found Ljungberg. Cleared by Konchesky. Senderos. Again, Howard working across to stop Arsenal building on this side there left.
Well, I think Arsenal's big players are hugely important this half. That goes without saying. Gilberto, Ljungberg, Henry and Perez in particular.
Here's one of that quality quartet. Freddie Ljungberg. Diaby, he hit it certainly hard. We'll maybe see from a replay whether it was actually on target. It was...
Well, I said it looked on target. I mean, he gets pretty close to him here. He doesn't waste any time. Yeah, that would certainly have worked, Shaka Hislop.
Flamini. Van Persie. Giroud trying to get forward into midfield with the ball at his feet. Senderos opting to pass it long. Van Persie spotted Perez. Henry's in the middle. Aidan Mullins has checked in.
It was a little sloppy up.
Leisurely attempted ball to Harewood. Diaby showing good strength and playing with greater assurance each time Arsene Wenger calls on him. He was a little off the pace in his 45 minutes against Wigan. He did well at Bolton and put himself about, as Ivan Campo will testify. He might be out for the rest of the season, having caught in a Diaby challenge. Etherington. And the stumble by Flamini. Etherington's cross. And Giroud. on his toes after Flamini had lost his footing.
Well, it's a natural position for the centre-back to go to, defending from wide into that near-post area.
And they've got 2 goals, now they've finally got a corner. Yoon to take it. Caught at a low height for a goalkeeper. No one really ran across at the near post for West Ham. Henry had kept the ball mark, also maybe a bit impulsive.
I think he's getting booked. Gabidon had a little hack at him.
Yeah, but he could have done that after the passage of play.
I agree with you. I think he probably felt he wasn't going anywhere.
Caution administered for Danny Gabidon. Free kick to Arsenal. Stoppage is enabled to two to go forward, but the ball goes short. Flamini. Gilberto. And here's Van Persie. There's a tackle with a hint of desperation about it from Danny Gabidon.
And a little bit of frustration on Henry. Held his position edge of the box. Felt the ball could have been delivered to him.
Van Persie's corner on Hislop, missed it completely.
Well, that's a chance. I have to say, 2 or 3 players standing watching here, no one went in.
Short corner from the opposite side. Perhaps to Hislop's relief. Certainly Henry's on the ball. And it comes out to Diaby, it comes out to Perez.
Not easy, even for someone of his ability. But arrived at him quickly, slightly awkward. It's half a chance, but no more than that.
Well, it's a bitterly cold night, but it's hotting up as a contest now at Highbury. Talked about the fine margins, Andy, with Arsenal being on the wrong end of those fine margins in the cup games, but that fine deflection by Thierry Henry would spark a recovery here to Arsenal smiling again, but West Ham will feel that they might have more goals in them hit tonight.
Well, they certainly feel they'll get a chance or two, I think, the second half. They would be disappointed with the back four they're up against if they didn't. But I think we just need to look at the goals they've scored and conceded in the league. 33 each. It tells you everything about the season.
Again, they've failed to keep a clean sheet here. And it looks as though they were at least going to do it in the first half. So faltering in the final seconds. Jury. Percy couldn't hold it up this time. Rio Coca. Chance for Harewood to show his power. And for Larson to show his grit.
Yeah. It looked a mismatch when they came together, didn't it?
Perez. Ljungberg. Did well to get a foot to it and to get a second chance, and he didn't waste it with the ball to Harewood, who hasn't been able to hold it well. Gilberto. Gets the better of Henry. Here's a left footer. More used to playing at left back.
Well, listen to Alan Pardew, told us why he picked the left footer. He felt that with Henry playing drifted to this side, Perez, the predominantly right-footed footballers. So it just shows you the West Ham manager's thinking all the time. He'd naturally go in field, and that would be onto Clark's strong side.
Diaby linking up with Henry and almost with Van Persie. It was a stylish piece of football from Arsenal.
Just to find the ball missing. Just slid it wrong side. Well, they're just trying to up the tempo a little, Arsenal. You've got to feel that if nothing happens in the next 5 or 10 minutes, that Dennis Bergkamp will come on at some time.
Lovely work from Ljungberg. Flamini trying to steer it in. Just played away by Etherington. And that's overzealous from Rio Coca. Right compliment to him that Alan Pardew's made him as a captain. The youngest in the Premiership. Etherington. And Sandros beaten by the pass. How can Larsson defend against Harewood here? He's bought Arsenal a bit of time, the young player from Sweden. And Harewood still gets half a cross in. Benayoun gets a whole cross in. It was just too high for Bobby Zamora. There's a real feeling of unpredictability tonight, isn't it? Just don't know what's going to happen next because it's a strange-looking Arsenal 11 out there. West Ham with their attacking strengths, but maybe some defensive frailties. Diaby. Ljungberg. And Clinches whips it away from Van Persie.
Right no shot. You know, maybe...
I think you mentioned it earlier, Andy. No goals.
No goals, maybe. Yeah. You know, you just felt there it opened up for Freddie. No more than 20 yards out.
Clinches wanted too much time. Lions might have got away with handball then. Etherington giving Zamora something to chase. Goalkeeper started to come and Marlon Harewood had switched off then.
Yeah, well, he's had to play this role when he's been defending, where he's had to drop off onto the right-hand side because Benayoun goes infield and tracks Perez. And it's a tough job that then to get back upfield when you break quickly.
Ljungberg behind Clinches, saved by Hislop.
He's got to pull that back, surely. Surely. Could only score with a goalkeeping error from that angle.
Larsson was outskilled there. I don't think that was particularly nasty, but you can understand why Mark Horsey sees it as a booking.
Well, commits himself to the tackle, Larsson, no doubt about that. I think it's just the way he lands, Benayoun, why he gets a little winded.
13 minutes into his Premiership debut, a yellow card for Sebastian Larsson. And his fellow countryman had a couple of sights at goal in the last couple of minutes, which will be encouraging for Arsenal. But in between that Bobby Zamora break, and Marlon Harewood with a midfield player's head on rather than a striker's head on in that particular instant. Here's Clark and Mullins. Kept in by Benayoun. And Arsenal's got to be careful, having been cautioned now. That would be the final straw for Arsene Wenger, wouldn't it? A red card tonight. Van Persie, Henry, and Ferdinand was not standing on ceremony.
How many times? Well, he's played his innocence, Anton Ferdinand. I mean, he tracked the run again very well. Well, Van Persie will definitely fancy this. This is pretty much carbon copy of where he was against Wigan. They found the top corner quite beautifully.
So now gone. Arsenal looking to come back from 2-0 down. Clinches half thinking about dropping back towards the post. He doesn't want to go too early. There he goes back now. Here comes Van Persie.
It's corner. That's the trouble when you put men in the post, then you put people in front of your goalkeeper, and any little deflection gives them absolutely no chance to get away with this. You look at Henry, he's just stupid to head it in.
And it's just a little back flick from Danny Gabidon. Punted goalwards by Van Persie. Here comes the corner. Bit of retrieving by Pires, and West Ham want it to go behind, and it has.
Well, a little earlier I was talking about Freddie when he got through. I thought the angle was against him. And when you look at this, you've got Pires who's coming up from the bottom of the screen, you've got Henry. Both put the brakes on the edge of the box. They're both in there, both looking. Henry's arms go out immediately. I just thought this angle here, that's hugely optimistic. Certainly when you're side-footing it.
Maybe he was trying to give the goalkeeper the eyes and tempt Hislop to dive out. Let's get a quick word from Jeff Shrews. Jeff.
Martin, I can bring you an update on Sol Campbell. He showered and changed very quickly. I'll just pick it up there. He has showered and changed very quickly and just walked straight out the front door of Highbury. So, as far as his injury is concerned, he's moving freely and he wouldn't appear to be watching the rest of this game.
That's pretty sensational news, Jeff. And here is Ljungberg, very much still in the match, as Arsenal are, even without Sol Campbell, even despite his deficiencies tonight.
And it was a little chance for Gilberto a little minute ago there.
As I was waiting for Jeff to commentate on the goal, to be honest with you, but...
Well, that's a strange one, Sol Campbell. I have to be honest, Martin. You know, you get injured unless it's if he's walked out, written in his car, and he's not watching the wrestling, and that's very unusual for a player.
Well, there may be all sorts of reasons for it, of course, but on face value, it's not just unusual; it's unprofessional.
Yeah.
But let's wait to get the finer details of it before we sit too harshly in Sol's in judgment of Sol. Here's Konchesky's free kick. Zamora, who scored the second goal, the second of Campbell's mistakes. Etherington. By comparison, Johan Djura's looked very cool, calm and collected.
Yeah, he has.
Larson.
I think they both done all right. I think Diaby's done all right as well, but we're talking about teenagers still here.
Gilberto. Ori. And away by Ferdinand. Harewood. Etherington. Rio Coker getting forward again and staying on his feet. But he might get a free kick. It's a good decision, I think, by Mark Horsey. If he'd have gone down, he'd have got it straight away. Sean Newton is getting the call for West Ham United. For the time being, they have a free kick. Konchesky takes it. Be straightforward for Lehmann. And then he gets involved in a bit of argy-bargy with Anton Ferdinand. Pires. Another lovely take by Van Persie.
It was, because it was a real awkward ball to deal with.
Oh, we're coming from the right this time, which is less common. Henry, he's in here. Oh.
There are two choices. The one he took and Freddie Ljungberg. And who's to argue with a guy who's got 151 league goals that he made the wrong one? Maybe he just didn't have anyone on, to be fair. Quick feet. And once he's in this situation, how often we've seen this man just bend it into that far corner time and time again. Close. Not close enough.
Still one short of the double century. It's Benayoun who's going off. Newton is probably a more work-a-day midfield player in terms of knowing what's required in the defensive side of it.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Certainly got a message to bring as well. Did that message include pushing Harewood on a bit?
I think maybe the same. I don't think so. I mean, I'd be very surprised if it's anything other than same again. You've got to fill in this side here in front of Newton. Get back in when you can.
Arsenal have got one more substitution, having lost Gilbert to injury and Campbell to whatever happened at half-time. Flamini came on for Kerry Gilbert. He's had one or two awkward moments in a position that he's certainly not particularly familiar with. Konchesky. Giroud's header. It's West Ham's throw. We're into the last quarter of the game. And really, I still feel any result is, or any outcome is possible. Senderos. Gabidon is the defender. And Percy this time so good one-on-one. Well, he's going to run it back from Konchesky. And poor Konchesky, who was very culpable in the one goal that Arsenal have scored, would have been the man to blame again there if it had been 2-2. Clark. Now trying to head it on, so Moore is still full of running. And Ashton and Sheringham on the bench for West Ham. Oh, Howard gets a touch, and the flag was up.
Well, I'll just be interested to see who he takes off Arsene Wenger. Always when his teams are like this, the situation, he tries to keep as many attacking players on as he can. Talking to Pat Rice about what they're going to do.
I think it's fair to say there won't be many more opportunities for Dennis Bergkamp to really influence a Premiership match. And maybe these days over the short course it suits him better. It's never easy coming on as a substitute, particularly when your team is losing. Zamora. Sent off by Larson. And good use of the throw as well. Diaby.
Yeah, he's offside. He's offside. I could make that decision.
Peter Kirkup is the other assistant. Harewood certainly up the middle this time. Flamini. Giroud. Senderos in a hurry. How many points Arsenal dropped here this season? They were beaten by Chelsea and held for goalless draw by Manchester United. That's how good the home record has been. "20 minutes for the Dutch master." And a senior player for a junior one, who will have many, many years ahead of him. Diaby, I would think, at Highbury comes highly recommended from Auxerre. And Arsene Wenger does his scouting in France with a very good eye for the detail. Gilberto. Ljungberg. Done well to get a cross in. And Percy, it was a rather tentative header in the first place by Clark. And it nearly ran Perez's way. Larson. That's a super goal. Oh. Swede to Swede. Again, oh, it came quickly to Anton Ferdinand on his weaker side, and he got good, solid contact.
Yeah, concentration there. That's what it was all about.
Gilberto. Ljungberg again. This is Henry. He's got there first, but just as he was on the ball and wondering what to do with it, Anton Ferdinand was on his case.
He did well again, Ferdinand there. Excellent defending.
Bergkamp.
Just get the feeling this is a big spell in this game. Just one or two signs of pressure mounting.
Van Persie, Clark's a defender, but Gabidon gets in the way of the cross.
Well, he was getting pulled as well. I think that's what he was arguing about there. I think Clark was definitely having a tug at him. Whether it was in the box or outside, I don't know, but from that minute there, he's got a hold of the shot. You can see it quite clearly. Tugging away at him, he lets it go in the box.
Zamora is going off at the moment, the score of the decisive goal, and it is a West Ham United debut for Dean Ashton. £7 million, maybe £7 million plus if all the add-ons are taken up. From Norwich City, of course, his second move into the Premiership in successive Januaries, and his first touch is to deal with the corner at the near post. Bergkamp.
Well, that was an impossible ball he tried there, even for Dennis Bergkamp.
And Harewood, found by Rio Coca. And West Ham had committed a couple of midfield players forward. Ljungberg. Just as Van Persie shaped the best moments for Arsenal in the first half, it's been Ljungberg doing it in the second. Bergkamp. Made by Gabidon. Ljungberg. Ferdinand this time. Harewood want one in there to chase. He's got the pace. It hasn't quite dropped for him.
Yeah, they're sitting back now, almost not as if they've accepted it, West Ham, but they're just allowing a bit of pressure to mount.
Oh, he won the header, and Bergkamp just had to roll it, it seemed, into Henry's path.
Ferdinand again in the way, but I'm not so sure he should have been.
Van Persie.
Just the last ball at times is just letting Arsenal down, time and again.
Well, it's so easy, of course, when you're winning at home, and they get it right time and time again. Extra pressure of trailing. They've got another corner.
the ball's gone behind the advertising board and can't get it out.
I used to say, Andy, you shouldn't substitute when you're conceding a corner, defending a corner. That Alan Pardew's done it twice in a couple of minutes here. And Clive Clark is going off to be replaced by Carl Fletcher. Arsene Wenger complaining about the time it's being taken here. But it should be added on, of course. Arsenal still searching for the equaliser. It's Ashton who gets to it, defending for West Ham. Larson. Newton there. He's dropped into the right-back position. Ashton. Newton outside him. Now Perez. It's Arsenal's turn. Flamini.
No, that's not the ball.
Senderos has had trouble with big strikers, hasn't he, recently? And as he brought Harewood down here,
I have to say, I thought he had a chunk of it again there as well.
There's an incident involving Jens Lehmann. Did he deliberately tread on Marlon Harewood?
Well, I don't know, the linesman was looking straight at it. I was kind of following the ball as it was coming out, but look at the shirt there, he's got hold of it, Harewood. I don't know what Lehmann's doing, stepping over him anyway.
He did step over him though, didn't he, rather than on him. Steve Allen, the physio, checking Harewood out. Arsene Wenger complaining about time wasting here to the fourth official, Andy Dursel. Take a moment to look ahead to this coming Sunday. Spurs against Charlton, another London derby for you, Sky Sports 1. Followed by Chelsea against Liverpool from Stamford Bridge. A real double header for your Sunday delight. Ori. Been a woeful Wednesday evening so far from Arsenal's point of view, though.
I just think it's not exactly as if West Ham are, pinned back in their own half, and Arsenal have created chance after chance. There's been nothing like that second half. They've created the odd chance, Arsenal. I think Arsenal would have expected more, or have to deal with more.
And I think maybe would have expected more. I think you were right the first time. I don't think they're playing as well as they can either, West Ham. It's a rather bitty second half, but it's suiting West Ham because they're still leading it. Mullins. Senderos comes across. Larson, but he's lost out to Rio Coca. Can Etherington get his good left foot to this? Oh, and Perez can't keep it out. And West Ham have a third here at Highbury.
Well, how many errors do we see punished today? Another defensive mistake.
Let's say it's been a bitty game in many ways. This is a bitty goal, wasn't it?
Look at this, they're in control of the ball. Another mistake, this time from Larson, and full marks to Sean Newton. Lovely little ball across, he's still got a bit to do, everything, but another little deflection. Just off Giroud this time, I think it is. Now, whether Perez would have got there had not been deflected, I don't know. Well, it was actually off Flamini. But he hits the target. The goalkeeper's probably saving it. And that's surely game over now. And he obviously knows that.
And the margins have gone his way, and yet again in this calamitous spell for Arsenal against Arsene Wenger.
I think that's about the first chance in the second half. I don't think they've had another shot on target or shot at goal.
And it was just the break by Zamora when he crossed, rather than...
Was it? So it really has been a smash and grab, but to be fair, Arsenal's defending has been seriously lacking.
Here's Van Persie. Newton doing the job. Harewood. Gilberto. Henry. Even when it's the darkest hour for Arsenal, there's always the dawn of a recovery when he's around.
Brilliant effort. Brilliant effort. I mean, it could be regarded as dangerous play, couldn't it, with a defender being that close to you and standing right behind you. It was a wonderful effort, gets great power. You can see he set himself up for it really early. Good effort.
Martin Keown has been brought in by Arsene Wenger to try and toughen up Arsenal's defending. He's got quite a job on Andy.
Well, Martin was no nonsense, didn't take any chances. He was brought up in that mould along with Baldwin, Adams and company.
Steve Bold is also on the coaching staff here. Could do worse than play the two of them. The way it's been. Ljungberger is very quick. And so too this time was Konchesky. Done very well. We've pointed the finger at him a couple of times. But praise due there.
Well, to be fair, the Arsenal has been a patched up back four they've had from the start of this game, really.
Ashton. Hetherington's onside. Harewood's darting into the middle.
Just a fraction behind them. Well, I can think of one or two Tottenham fans that will be enjoying this. Champions League.
Enjoying Arsenal's demise, but of course it suits them after their own defeat last night.
Absolutely.
And they'll be thanking a couple of ex-Spurs in Zamora, Etherington. Etherington coming across again, getting a bit frustrated.
Yeah, because it wasn't a difficult ball. He's apologising. He worked it really well. But he's worked hard, Tim, without a lot of success up top. He's done a lot for the team early on in the game. Filled in on the right-hand side when he had to. And he's just seen a couple of chances almost come his way late on.
Konchesky's cross. Dealt with well by Giroud. Some soul searching for Arsenal as they maybe send a search party out for Sol.
Well, it'll certainly be one to follow up tomorrow, won't it?
Ljungberg still operating at top pace, but not at top class. Here's Mullins.
It's been a bit like the team, a little disjointed, Arsenal's performance.
Ashton given offside. Six minutes plus stoppage time. Flamini. Gilberto. Henry. And Van Persie arriving. Gabidon. And almost too many cooks spoiling West Ham's broth then, but eventually they clear their lines. Flamini. Perez. Ori Perez! Great stop by Hislop. Perhaps his best piece of work of the night.
And Arsenal's best piece of the work. It's the first time they've put a move together, edge of the box. Time and time again, the final pass has let them down. Not this time. That's a brilliant take from Perez. So it was fed back to him a little hard, a little heavy. Super save.
And Percy looking for Perez. It was Mullins, I think, who got it away. Weight of numbers doing the job for West Ham, finally.
Yeah, they've got about 3 weeks, Arsenal, to find something. Until they take on Madrid, but they're going to have to play better than that. And I think this is a game that, in all honesty, Arsenal, if I was Arsene Wenger, I'd just put it straight to bed, not dwell too much on it.
I think as a manager you might be able to do that, but players read newspapers, and there's no doubt there's going to be some critical headlines, but maybe the Sol Campbell situation will mean that those headlines are about one member of his squad rather than collective deficiencies.
Well, plenty of attempts.
That's always an encouraging statistic. 3 out of 5 for West Ham, though. 3 out of 4 on target. Ori, whose own future, it's his ball, but with Ori not having signed the contract that's been offered to him, the suggestion always remains that he's going to wait and see whether Arsenal are in the Champions League next season before he puts his pen where his mouth has been. He has said he is going to stay. Gilberto. Harewood. Nicely measured by Mullins to Etherington, backed up by Rio. Coker is still going strong. Offside has not been acknowledged, but the flag did go up straight away.
Well, Etherington was given offside, I have to say, it must have been close, that.
Gilberto. How much of this is down to the Arsenal absentees?
I think quite a bit. I have to say West Ham have defended well, but they haven't had to, if I'm being absolutely honest, Mark. They've been well organised. I think Ferdinand's played well. I don't think Anton's done himself any harm with the England coach here. He's played Henry very well. But yeah, you've got to think quite a bit of this is down to the way Arsenal have defended.
Perez. Gilberto still going for the pass, but it's a good one to Bergkamp. It was a terrific shot. Perez follows up. Arsenal get a second. There's still hope here at Highbury for the home side.
It's a good finish from Perez, but this is a lovely little ball. Stood up at the back post for Bergkamp. And as usual, Bergkamp gets it right. A difficult skill, but Bergkamp makes it look so easy. Gets a little unlucky, Saka Hislop. Could have gone anywhere. Could have dropped it one of his own defenders and they could have cleared it, but it doesn't. Drops to Perez. An anxious little, I don't know, what would you guess, but 3 or 4 minutes stoppage time?
Well, the way Arsene Wenger's been hammering away at the 4th official, he wants, I would say, a good 5 minutes. Suddenly, a little bit nervy for West Ham United, who virtually put the 3 points in the bank. Konchesky. Good work by Ashton. Fletcher. Too long for Zamora.
I'm just watching this board, man. You carry on.
Perez.
This will be an interesting one. 4 it is. 4 minutes.
Fletcher. Larson. Oh, he gives chase. Newton plays safe. And it ran beyond Fletcher. Corner.
Yeah, this would be a right kick in the teeth for West Ham. Should they concede another now? Having done so much in this game.
And it's Van Persie. Perez has found the range, but not this time.
Oh, really sneaking behind the goalkeeper in case he dropped the ball.
Oh, Senderos diverted that. Lehmann has started to come out, but no disaster between the two in the end. Flamini. It's a direct route from Arsenal now.
Just back on his heels, Van Persie. Could have gone either way there. Bergkamp to his right, Van Persie to his left. Gilberto.
Larson. Senderos.
Oh, no, Eliza. No.
He's coming back.
He's walked back, arms in the air, and just saying, no, I'm not interested in this. I'm talking about Henry. Quite clearly signalling no, coming back towards his own goal. You watch Henry here as the ball's played through. Hands up, no. Maybe he thought Bergkamp was off.
Well, we can only assume that then.
Yeah.
West Ham using up a few extra seconds at the subsequent free kick. Where there's life, there's hope. But the match about to expire here. Fletcher. Senderos. Bergkamp definitely in the assistant's line of vision then.
Well, it's close, this one again. Certainly not given any advantage there, the attacking side.
Out goes Flamini.
But what a right shot, yeah, and this is for West Ham. Come into this league, they've been adventurous. They've been a little cavalier maybe at times. But to come to Highbury, take Arsenal scalp would be just the best result of the season.
And they have done it. Etherington got the third as West Ham say their goodbyes to Highbury in some style. No wonder Alan Pardew's overjoyed. It's the club's first Premiership win here in 11 years. But it goes from bad to worse for Arsenal. They gave it their best shot late on with a much-changed side. But add to the vulnerability away from home, the recent cup exits, and now even their usual reliability on their own patch is deserting them. They've had 5 defeats now in the last 10 league games. Reaching the top 4, let alone the top 2, is becoming a taller and taller order. And West Ham, with their salutes of triumph, are just a couple of points behind them. A very eventful evening at Highbury. It's a wonderful one for West Ham United, but for Arsenal, it's a sign of some worrying times again. Final score, Arsenal 2, West Ham United 3.
On a big night of football, I promise you, have to watch football first at 10:30 this evening. Remember, Sky Sports 1 is the place to find that. All tonight's scores on the way shortly. Well, the Hammers absolutely delighted. They'd lost their previous 8 here. They've won tonight by 3-2. Here are 2 of their heroes with Jeff Shreves.
Nigel, Bobby, it's been 11 years since West Ham won at Highbury. Was it worth the wait?
Oh, it was fantastic. We thoroughly enjoyed that.
That's the only mistake you have made tonight.
No, we knew it was going to be in for a very difficult game. We had our game plan, we stuck to it, and we got our just rewards tonight.
Bobby, was it a bit nervy towards the end there?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I don't know if I was lucky or unlucky to not be on the pitch, but you know, the boys dug in and got the result we wanted.
The manager said before the game he felt that Arsenal were a bit shaky at the back. Did you share his conviction?
I mean, they're not the back four of old, but you know, our game plan was to press them and, you know, make them work, and that's exactly what we've done. You know, we worked hard and game plans come off.
Nigel, you got the ball rolling with the first goal. Were you surprised at Sol Campbell's air shot?
No, at the end of the day, I'm here to play football. I'm here to do what I'm do. I'm here to be Nigel Coker. I'm not really bothered about who I'm playing it up against. I just saw the ball there and had a chance of winning it and just continue to drive forward.
There was still plenty to do. You must have been delighted with the goal.
Yeah, I was very delighted. That was long overdue. That's my one criticism that I get from friends and family. I need to score more goals.
For the first 20 minutes or so, how much, if you like, pressure did you have to soak up from Arsenal?
We soaked up what's expected. I mean, for me, personally, I believe Arsenal are the best footballing side in the league. They play the best football. There's going to be times in the game where you're going to have 20, 30 minutes and you're not going to get a touch of the ball. It's all about keeping your shape and being solid as a team, and that's what we managed to do today.
Bobby, Dean Ashton on the bench. Is the best thing you can do keep scoring goals? Keep letting the manager know what you do?
Yeah, definitely. You know, for all four of us, 5 of us even that are up front and trying to get those 2 places even. You know, we just got to keep working up, keep giving good performances like that. You know, thankfully getting another goal and leaving it in the gaffer's mind.
What do you think West Ham can achieve this season?
I mean, we're happy to be in the division, you know, full stop, and any more's a bonus, and that's all we're going to say, I think.
Well, it was a great night for you tonight. Nigel, you were the Barclays man of the match. Bob, will you present the bottle, please?
Nigel? Different gravy. Cheers. Lovely, lads.
Thanks, fellas.
Different gravy. Well, the Hammers were, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's exactly as they called it before the game. They tried very hard to expose the weaknesses that Arsenal have at the moment. And when Arsenal did pile on the pressure, they held fairly firm, and it was their game plan. And it's amazing teams can come to Highbury now and do that to Arsenal.
But West Ham, I mean, they told us early on, really, didn't they? They would get into Arsenal's faces. They would want to play against them.
Yeah.
And they've had their just reward for doing so,
yeah,
surely.
Absolutely. It was a brilliant attitude. I mean, very refreshing. They came, they piled bodies forward. Rio Coker was fantastic. I thought he worked ever so hard in midfield. When they were under pressure at times, he covered lots of ground, made good interceptions. But when the ball went up the other end, he was there to lay on stuff and to support and to be around, encouraging. He was driving them on, and like his goal was fantastic for them. They really hadn't been in it up to now. They took on an awful lot of pressure, but you can see him driving forward, wanting to get there. Look away now, if you're an Arsenal fan, for the defending, but that wasn't down to him. What was down to him is he had to make his way into the goal and
score. For a fella who
score.
doesn't score too many goals, and we heard him say friends and family have a go at him about that,
Yeah.
it's a very accomplished finish.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, he's got through now, and instead of maybe hitting it too early, he took his touch, got himself nice and composed, and I think he's had a look at the goalkeeper, thought, right, OK, just a little look up now, you'll see it. There you go, quick look up, slots it in through his legs. Fantastic finishing.
And what's the best form of defence in those situations? Attack again, isn't it?
Attack again, yeah. I mean, it's great. I mean, you know, some teams would come here maybe and score a goal and then shut up shop. But they didn't. They just wanted to go forward again. They played such a brilliant game of football in terms of getting forward after being 1-0 up. It was great because, you know, the game then sort of became a real open affair. Bad from Arsenal's point of view, you see, where Sol gives the ball away, but they're not just happy keeping it, they wanted to go direct, and it was a brilliant diagonal ball, which Zamora pulled on the shoulder of Campbell, and I mean, I think that kind of summed it up there the whole night. Campbell
hasn't got a reputation for passing the ball. He has for defending, Niall, and not getting muscled out in situations like that.
Well, we've yet to learn whether he's injured or not, but I actually said a couple of times during the game, the first 20 minutes, he doesn't look 100% to me. And it'd be interesting to find out what exactly the reason was for him going off. But he's just not at his best. I mean, that's quite obvious. And I think there's 1 or 2 players that come into the team at Arsenal and they're playing with guys around them who are not playing at their best. And there's just a little bit of a confidence fallout at the moment.
There were reports that he'd showered during the interval and had left the stadium, and we'll wait for more on that. Now, the Hammers went 3-1 up. It's a good job they did in the end, isn't it, from their point of view?
Absolutely, yeah. But again, it was smashing to see them go out and attack as much as they did. Because Arsenal did have good spells and they were trying to probe them and get in behind them. Once more, bad control. It's another mistake. He's fallen over, Larsson. Well pulled back here. Great play. Fine shot. Another deflection. Again, not the most brilliant goal, but you know, it was typical of West Ham. They deserved it, I think, you know. There you go. I mean, very dangerous area to be miscontrolling it. Lovely pullback.
There's a few fans
Good
around
finish.
here from East London who thought it was a very pretty goal.
Yes, well, every goal's a pretty goal in some respects, and it's great for them that they can come to Highbury. I mean, this is a real confidence builder for them. OK, some might say they got Arsenal at a good time, but you saw what it meant to their fans out here tonight. You can see their manager, how happy he was. This could make them go on and spurt on now. Maybe the next 3 or 4 games will be a lot easier.
They were asking you again and again what the score was. I'm surprised they didn't know themselves, aren't you?
Yeah, I was getting it here for about 20 minutes. What's the score? I mustn't have been watching it properly.
For the first time this season, 3 back-to-back wins in the Premiership for the Hammers. And here is one very happy Hammer with Jeff Shreves.
Alan, did the game plan work? Was it as simple as that?
No, it wasn't simple. We struggled in the first period of the game, you know, and sort of the game evolved a little bit. We had to move Marlon to the right to protect ourselves. And then we got a sort of foothold in the game, and the front two started to cause some trouble for them. And from that moment, when we got the second goal, we felt, you know, we was game on here. And then to concede just before half-time obviously was a blow for us. So we had to adjust quickly at half-time. And second half, we had to be patient at times, and they had some real quality on the pitch. We switched it about a little bit and tried to ask some questions, and got the third goal, which I said to half-time, we was never going to survive. We needed to get a third, and we got one.
You said before the game that Arsenal were a little frail at the back. Was it proven so?
Well, I didn't say it was frail. I just said that was an area that, you know, perhaps they're not as now down as they would like to be with the changes and everything. So, you know, we're really flying up in attacking areas, and I think we showed that tonight. Even when Dean Ashton come on, you know, we certainly look a threat to score goals. And I made a conscious choice really at 2-1 to switch back to 4-4-2 because I felt we just wasn't going to hold on. And luckily we got that goal in that period, and we went back to a 5, and we see the game out.
How much does character contribute to that?
Well, about character, I think because our young guys have never won a blue ribbon club like this, these set of players anyway, we got a bit nervous and we got a bit deep and a bit naive, and we'll learn from this win. We still had things to learn tonight. We give them too much area to play in, and they nearly got something out of the game when really we should have had it won long before the end. But it's a great day for West Ham. We're really pleased. Our fans are in good voice, and we've come up to Arsenal and we've taken 4 points from off this year. And you know, if someone had given me that at the start of the year, I'd have taken it.
That's great stuff. How much can you push on, and what do you think West Ham can do this season?
I think a lot depends on how we approach the remaining games, because I think we've still got 14 games left, and we find ourselves on 35 points with a real opportunity to push for Europe. And I think that this team would be doing itself a disservice if it didn't attack that. How far we go and how many games we'll win, we'll wait and see. But we're enjoying it, and I think ourselves and Wigan have shown this year that, you know, if teams get promoted and attack defences in the Premiership, you can get some joy, and we've done that.
You did. Well done, Alan.
Thank you.
Quite a night, one way and another. We'll leave on Sky Sports 1. From all of us here, it's good evening.